Hi, group number ones. Welcome to this week's reading. This week we are talking about effective communication. So I will explain each of the cards as we go along, but this is the card that drew you in today from the game Dialect. It is pronoun. Us, you, them. The abstract ways we group ourselves and one another. We have a special way to refer to some in the isolation. What is this new pronoun and how do we use it? Why is it important to who we are? The lines between us. I think that's a pretty particular card for this reading. Because pronouns do define who we are. That's why there's such a big deal, especially with people who are non-conforming or trans or whatever. Like, our pronouns relate us to the world. So effectively communicating our pronouns to the world and having the world accept and communicate those pronouns back to us is very important, both to our identity and how we relate to others. So it's also talking about the lines between us, which let's stay on the topic of pronouns for a second. Like, those who refuse to use proper pronouns when speaking to somebody, like a dead pronoun or whatever, like, that really does distinguish a line between those people and the people who try really hard to actually do correct pronouns for individuals who are non-binary, or whatever their identity. So yeah. Pronouns, the way we talk about us, the way we talk about other people with pronouns is very important. So could be talking about how to effectively communicate your pronouns to other people, or take into consideration how you're using pronouns towards other people. So we are going to do a 6-card spread today about effective communication. So, the questions we have today are, what emotion am I feeling right now in this situation? How might I better connect to where this emotion is physically presenting in my body? How might I effectively communicate this emotion to the other person involved? How can I best honor and hold space for how the other person is feeling right now? And what action can I take to honor the other person's boundaries while respecting my own? And lastly, what lesson have I learned from this situation? And what can I take from it moving forward? So, I will say them all again. They are very long questions, but I will say them as we read. So, let's do this. Guides of group number 1. Ooh, would you please give me 6 cards about effective communication? Okay. So, here we go. All right, guys. So let's start with number 1. Our first question is, what emotion am I feeling right now about this situation? And we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups. Well, the King of Cups is a master of their emotions. They are confident in themselves. He is the most feminine of the masculine masters. I would say he's the most in touch with his feminine side of the masculines. But in the spot of how you are feeling about this situation, I'd say you're actually feeling pretty confident. Like, you know what you want, you know how you're feeling, you understand why you're feeling this way. But the question was, what emotion am I feeling right now about this situation? I think confidence is really what's speaking to me. Like, if this is a situation where you are getting misgendered or mispronounced, or people are just not speaking to you in a manner you would like, you're very confident in your, in how you would like to be treated. You're very confident in, this is not okay, and this is, and it needs to change. The King of Cups is also like a figurehead of love. And so I feel like there's not animosity here in this miscommunication that is happening right now. There's not animosity. It's just, it is an issue of miscommunication. It's not that you hate this person for this this miscommunication or this slip up of how you expect to be talked to, but it is a problem for you. So you are confident that it needs to be brought up and talked about, but you're not bringing it up in a hateful way or in an accusatory way. It's much more of a, this has to change kind of a way. We're looking for solutions and not accusation is what I'm feeling here. Which makes sense to why you would want to listen to an effective communication reading. Like you love this person and you want to effectively communicate to them that what they are doing or saying is harmful in some way. And whether they mean to or not, it is affecting you. So, 2, how might I better connect to where this emotion is physically presenting in my body? And we have, the Death card. Well, that's interesting. This is an interesting Death card because the only physical representation in this card is the skull of the human anatomy anyway. So, so I feel like it's, it's in your head, it's in your crown. This is a very cerebral discussion that you want to have with this person. This is, although it is emotional in the way that it is affecting you, it is a very heady conversation, if that makes sense. It's maybe explaining to somebody who's never encountered different forms of being what that means. Like a neurodivergent person trying to explain to a neurotypical person like how their brain works. Like, it's a very cerebral conversation, but it's also very highly emotionally charged because you're talking about yourself, and it's painful when people don't understand you, if that makes sense. But how might I better connect to where this emotion is physically presenting in my body? The Death card really talks about an ending of something and a new beginning of something else. If this is a transitional period for you, whether you are just now identifying as whatever you identify as, or you are beginning a transition from one gender to another, or whatever it is, you might find that this emotion really kind of bounces all over, and that the way you used to feel this emotion has changed, has moved positions in your body. this emotion of confidence is of love for this person even is not where it used to live, if that makes sense. It has changed position because you have identified this person as somebody who is not necessarily safe for you. So your love for them has shifted to a safer part of your body, like your head, like from the love in your heart to a love of your head. It's protective love, where you love this person, but you understand that they're maybe not the safest person for you right now, because you have yet to have this conversation. So your body has moved the love that you have from them for them from a place of your heart to a place of your head to like protect your heart. It's that thing where if you are a person who identifies as gay or something, and you know that this particular loved one is very homophobic, you might still love that person because they are a part of your family, but you know that they will have an adverse reaction to you as a person. So you kind of move that person from the place of safe, confident family member to acquaintance, if that makes sense. And this isn't bad. This is a good coping mechanism to protect yourself from being hurt by people who just don't understand, who may never understand, or who refuse to attempt to understand. Yeah. So how do you connect better with this? You accept. This is a feeling of death energy, of accepting how things are and moving forward with different expectations. I hope that makes sense for you guys. So, card number 3. How might I effectively communicate this emotion to the other person involved? So this is how we're actually going to talk to this person. And the card we have here is the Lovers. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, like we saw before, like you don't hate this person for their misunderstanding. We do love this person. They've just proven by their actions or words that they are not particularly safe right now for you. But the Lovers card, the talk about the Lovers card, what am I trying to say? The Lovers card talks about intimacy over partnership. When we are having honest conversations like this, expressing to someone that they have hurt us in some way, that their actions and the way that they relate to us is drawing a line between us and creating a rift, this is an intimate act because you are showing yourself fully. You are expressing and laying bare the situation to another person. So it's an act of intimacy to have this conversation. You might not be ready for that yet, and that's totally fine. But how might I effectively communicate this emotion to another person is we have to be open and honest. The whole act of lovemaking involves total trust in another human being. Trust and belief in another human being that they have your best interest at heart. And this conversation seems to be a very deep, intimate one of exposing yourself to another human being. And that's a very scary situation, especially if this person has used harmful language or expressed harmful opinions in the past. But if you really want to get through to this person, the only way is through effectively bearing your soul. It's being completely honest, not hiding anything, not pulling any punches, just saying the truth and how it is. That's very scary and can feel very unsafe. And if you feel unsafe doing this, do not. If you feel physically unsafe doing this, do not do it. If you still feel the need to do it, maybe have a conversation with this person, a mediated conversation with this person. Like bring in a trusted, safe person for you to help with the conversation, or a therapist, or a couples counselor, or whatever it is. A pastor, if that's what you subscribe to. A safe person that will take your emotions and needs into consideration over the bigotry that this person has exhibited, or the harmful behavior this person has exhibited. Yeah. Honestly, you guys, this is a very deep, honest conversation, and we do need to approach it with love and bravery, but if you're not ready for it, you don't have to do it, okay? This feels like a coming out conversation, almost. And if it's not safe for you to come out, like, trust your gut, please. Maybe check out one of the other readings. As with every reading, I want you to take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Because this is a general reading, it's reaching hopefully many different people. So I'm definitely not describing your exact situation. So take what resonates with you, process it, and apply it how you deem safe and uplifting to your life. Okay? So yes, it's an intimate conversation. It is complete and total bare naked honesty. That is how you can effectively communicate this emotion to another person. Okay, so the next card we have, this is, how can I best honor and hold space for how the other person is feeling right now? And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh. The Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about new physical manifestations in our lives. So what I'm seeing with this card is that this person, you might be the very first of whatever you are that this person has ever met, right? You might be the very, very first. And new things are very scary sometimes. And that's a good thing for us as humans to remember, even though we've lived with ourselves for like however long you've been alive. Like, we've had all that time to process who we are, what we want to be, how we want to be called, all that stuff. This person, they have only known you for however long. They've only had their experience of you is only what you show them, and their experience of you is limited because they can't live in your body. They can't understand you from inside of you because they're a different person. So how do we hold space for this person? We hold space knowing that others' experiences are not our own, that other people have different lived experiences, and that new things are hard to grasp. Sometimes it takes a while for new things to be understood fully. Sometimes people can get it right away, but sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes many different wordings until you find the right one that somebody is like, oh, okay, that makes total sense. Like for me, when I don't understand something, a lot of the times the moment that I do understand it is when it's related back to a movie or a story or a song. That's when I suddenly understand, oh, you're just this person. Oh, you're just this character. Oh, it's like this part of this song. And then I understand. So it might take some patience and many different attempts of how to describe whatever this situation is to the other person. It might take many different attempts because new things are hard. New manifestations in our life are hard. Sometimes it takes us a long time to understand and see. I'm going to give you an example from my own life. Like, I grew up in a very evangelical, cult-ish Christian environment. And as I grew and went to college and got many other ideas, it took a very, very long time for me to understand certain things about the world because I was not exposed to those parts of the world. For instance, like there were not a lot of ethnicities where I grew up. It was a lot of white people doing a lot of white people things. So it took a long time for me to understand and validate other people's religions and cultures because I thought I knew the one right way to do it. And it took a long time for it to sink in that maybe there's other right ways of doing it. So, you might be the first, so it might be a new concept. So, let's have a little bit of patience so we can really help this person understand. Yeah. Okay, the next card we have for you guys is card number 5. What action can I take to honor the other person's boundaries while respecting my own? And we have the 5 of Cups. This is interesting. I like this because the 5 of Cups talks about how we can grieve for something, but there's still other things around us that are worth looking at, which are worth understanding, which are worth celebrating. And if we focus on just the spilt cups, on just the grief, then we will be inconsolable. But if we look towards the couple of cups still left standing, we will have a more grateful attitude. So I think this message is talking about how progress can be slow sometimes, and it can be very disappointing and even hurtful when somebody doesn't get it right away. When the first reaction is a negative one, or the first thing out of their mouth is a question you've heard a million times that just isn't helpful or relevant and is actually harmful. If we focus on that and not the progress that this person is trying to make by even having this conversation with you, we will feel completely jilted and like there's no progress, there's no reason to continue, right? But I do think there is a need here because we do love this person, whoever they are, to see the positive in the conversation, to notice where this person is taking steps forward, even if they are small, even if they are not exactly the leap forward that we were hoping for. we need to notice where there is room for improvement, but we'll also notice where there is hope for improvement, if that makes sense. And if there's none, if there are no upstanding cups, we need to honor ourselves and just step away. Okay? But yes, to honor the other person's boundaries while respecting your own, there is a need to recognize, okay, that didn't go how I had hoped and dreamed and imagined it would. But here are the things that this person did that show hope for the future. Okay? Okay, so the last card we have for you guys. This one is, what lesson have I learned from this situation that I can take with me moving forward? And the card you guys have is the Five of Swords. Oh, yes, girl. Boy, whatever. Damn, yes. It is worth fighting for yourself. That is the lesson we are learning from this. It is worth standing up for yourself. It is worth having the conversation. It is worth showing yourself to the world as your full self. It is worth it. You are worth fighting for. You are worth it. You're worth fighting for. You deserve to hold and take up space. Yeah, that's it. That's all that says. So the last thing that I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to draw you guys an affirmators card, just to give you guys a little bit of affirmation as you leave this reading on effective communication. So, guides of my group number ones, would you please give me one or two affirmators cards for these beautiful souls as they are very brave and take on this conversation with somebody they love. Oh, I got two right here. Okay. Oh, I actually have three. Okay, that's fine. So, let's see what you guys got, huh? You love these cards. So, we have clarity. I'm going to read them to you after I show them to you. We also have gratitude. And last but not least, we have good things to come. That's awesome. So let's go. So let's do it. Gratitude. Today I am grateful for all the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can at least be a little grateful for. Like hot showers and music, and the fact that humans have invented an internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to. Using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. And then good things to come. There are so many amazing gifts coming my way. I can't see them now because I respect the general convention of not peeking under the wrapping paper, but they will show up when the time is just right. And that's when I'll remember how much fun it is to be surprised. And lastly, clarity. Stopping to listen to my inner self can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. And the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Aw. That's so sweet. Okay, group number one, this is all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you have a blessed everything. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That helps me out so much. I hope you have a blessed everything. This was Pan. Bye, you guys.